Oh yeah, go first. Yeah.
So, when I was one, I sucked my thumb the day I went to sea. I climbed aboard a pirate ship and the captain said to me, "We're going this way, that way, forwards and backwards, over the Irish Sea. A bottle of rum to fill my tum, a pirate's life for me." It carries on. When I was two, I buckled my shoe the day I went to sea. I climbed aboard a pirate ship and the captain said to me, "We're going this way, that way, forwards, backwards, over the Irish Sea." It would go on a long time. It's a nursery rhyme.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
very good. Thank you. So nothing can describe everything. And even if you used every single word available, it wouldn't describe nothing. Because nothing is not a thing. And this is nothing happening. But saying it's nothing happening, it's not an image of nothing. It's not known as nothing. It's a beautiful expression for the mystery of everything. And that's all it is. It's not a sentence to get hooked on or held up on, or life or what is or everything or nothing or won't be known as nothing is everything, because this is sort of the mystery. This is entering into the unknowability of everything, and it's sort of swimming aliveness as unknowing. So not knowing what's going to be said, not knowing what's going to be asked, not knowing anything. It's sort of like mystery is a beautiful word for that, because it sort of evokes that that mystery. And this is just happening, or it's appearing to happen. That's what can be said, life or what is or everything. This is appearing to happen. And this communication or sharing or gathering is just appearing to happen with that. There's no purpose, which is isn't a purpose either. But it doesn't have an intention. It doesn't, this communication doesn't have an intention to liberate anyone, doesn't see anyone, doesn't know what anyone is or isn't. So it's an expression or communication happening. It's alive. It's an alive sharing. So whatever is said, felt, thought, is this. So anything can be said, but it seems like certain words are used. So it seems like, things like saying this is nothing appearing to happen are used. And it can appear like there's a sort of a commonality in with these sorts of communications, that something is being talked about. But really, it's not that either. Really, so it's not a known thing that I am appearing to share. It's it just seems like certain words are used, but the words are neither here nor there. They have no consequence or significance. They're not important. really nothing is important, but so it's a mystery that anything has been said at all, really, in that. Yeah. But obviously this appears like it's not a mystery. It appears like it's known. It can appear like a tight, sort of rigid, looped feeling of knowing what everything is, knowing what the world is, knowing what life is, knowing how to get through it. And all of that knowing seems to leave a dry taste in the mouth, seems to give this ever freshness, sort of a feeling like something is wrong, that all this knowing doesn't amount to anything. And it's like a heavy load appearing to be carried around everywhere. And you could say that all of that knowing reaches a point where something else is sought after, let's just say. And it seems like there's a stumbling upon a communication like this. That's, there's a million different versions of how that happens. But, and this then, hearing this communication, hearing this sort of, can be a huge push and pull, because really, when nothing is offered, it's very, very simple, but there's a sort of a disbelief is the wrong word, but there's a grappling with that. And that can go on and on and on, and can be absolutely awful. And that's what we can share about, perhaps. And that's what this mystery, let's have a go, and let's see what's there to be asked, and let's see what comes up. It's a sort of an open gathering, and yeah, it's a bit of meandering there, but anyway, let's see what happens, and if there's something there to be asked, just go first, click unmute and ask it, and or just write a comment, and let's see what happens.
Hi, Frank.
Hiya.
I just wanted to say it's so cool, just to bathe in this gathering, because it's here, for example, when this message, when the sharing is heard, is the smile automatically just appears on the face, and it's just so much joy, just to hear that, to share things. So just want to share that.
Thank you. Just read this out. Hi, Frank. Whenever there's a sense of me, there obviously is a sense of lack and thus seeking and suffering. This seems to be the case over the entire globe. Don't you ever wonder, what the fuck? What kind of crazy game is this? So it's impossible to say what's going on, but it is outrageous, this. So it's sort of, if you were to look at the story of the world and tell a story about it, it is the craziest show. I mean, it's the only show in town, and it's absolutely nuts. But also it's sitting in the garden potting a plant. It's also cutting the grass. It's also putting out the rubbish. It's also buttering toast. It's also a hug. It's also a blade of grass, the bird tweeting, the beautiful blue sky and the blooming green. Green and blue is magnificent as a combination. Who would have thought of that one? And So everything you could say is this wonder, and it's outrageous, and most of all, saying anything about it all is a total wonder. This talking now is an absolute crazy unbelievableness, really. It seems like it's knowable, but this is the danger zone. This is the fucking edge of the edgelessness here, simply talking. It's outrageous, talking appearing to happen. This, not what's been said, this edginess is this. So, yeah, it's nuts in a nutshell.
Hey, Frank.
Hey,
Frank, you used the word mystery. It almost sounds like mystical, or it's a mystery that can be solved. You know, you rub the genie lamp and the mystery appears, and it just look confusing. Can you elaborate?
yeah, it's like any word. Mystery, the mystery itself is a mystery. So, the idea of a mystery is a mystery. It's a sort of just a word for this ever unknowability, this freshness, or this. But it's not like something that can be just untangled or unlocked, or you know, it's not like that. Like it's complicated and suddenly the mystery will be revealed. So saying it's a mystery is also a mystery. So what do you do with that? Absolutely nothing. So it's not like that. It's not like everything else is like, okay, let's sit down and work this out and explain this. That's the way it is with everything. You know, I can get to the bottom of this. I should be able to root cause this and logically work this out, because everything else has a way of being worked out. And then, you know, if it's like banking terms and conditions, we sort of won't go there on banking terms and conditions. The brain should just go, I can't understand that, that's fine. But this communication sort of won't be let go of. It's not that you can let go of this. That's why it exposes, sort of in a very subtle way, how when this really nothing is on offer here, that it wonderfully exposes how it's nothing to do with you, because you definitely let go of, but this, it seems like, cannot be let go of. I kind of love that, because it's not about words, and it's not about, even though there's always a sort of a clearing out the knowability and all the beliefs, you could say that a lot of those seem to fall away in this sort of communication. That can be what happens, but in the end, nothing then is gotten to the bottom of, because it's not. It's what we're talking about is the ordinary talking. We're talking about that seeking is happening. We're talking about whatever, but it's that it's happening is the mystery, that it won't be gotten to the bottom of, and it won't then be known as something over there as mystery. So call it potato cake. And it won't be known as that either. So it doesn't matter then at all what words are used.
So when you say can't let go of, is that something that a person can identify with?
No, it's not even, it's not something to hang your hat on either, but it just seems like that, right? Really, the communication is simply saying there is just what's appearing to happen. Now, if that was just about understanding, it would be let go of by the person and they'd move on to something else. They'd move on to hot yoga, meditation, or some other practice or whatever. Whereas this, it simply cannot be like for the few now, it seems, and that's not making it special, but for the unfortunate few, it seems like it cannot be let go of. Because really, there's nothing like this. Is just about a couple of, if it was just about a couple of sentences that all there is what's appearing to happen, then sure, okay, I know what you're talking about now, Frankie. I'll move on. But it's not about the understanding or knowing or getting to the bottom of that it's a mystery or whatever. See, you're not doing anything. That's really just at the crux of this. Because if you were, you'd be off doing. It's just, I don't know, it's hard to say that it exposes that it's just energy, or it's so pointless and purposeless. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. One more question, please. When I was in being brought up a Catholic, we learned about this thing called a prime mover. I'm assuming that there's no such thing, that you're suggesting there is no such thing as a prime mover, correct?
What is a prime mover? What's that?
Prime mover would be the, well, in the Catholic terms, it would probably be God.
Right.
And who is the prime mover of everything, the creation, nature, everything. But now I may be wrong, but I'm assuming that what you're suggesting is there is no prime mover.
But he would also be asking that question then.
Say that again?
That question that is appearing to be asked, that would also be this primeness or this oneness or whatever.
Oh.
And then saying, oh, somehow that's happening. How's that?
Well, it doesn't feel like a prime mover, that's for sure.
Sure, yeah. What's it feel like?
I think it was more intellectual in the days when I was a practicing Catholic, which I'm no longer. It was an intellectual thing. You know, everything was, the priest would narrow everything down to, when I had a question about certain things, eternity or whatever, they would say, well, no, Ray, you're wrong. It's the prime mover. God moves everything. You can't, what you're saying is not accurate. And they would dismiss it. They would dismiss me in it. But I'm getting the sense here that there is no prime mover. There is nothing behind the person moving everything, the talking, the walking, etc. I'm sorry, I'm not explaining it properly because it's been so long, Frank, since I was a practicing Catholic. So I'm just giving you dribs and drabs. I apologize.
Well, you see, I suppose there's then an idea of a prime mover, of an everything, of things that can be moved, and we're then going into kind of trying to juggle lots of concepts to then make sense of this. And so prime mover is a concept, everything is a concept, every word is a concept. So it's it's like you have to then enter into a story that there's a Godhead making everything happen, and that there's a divine plan moving everything, and it's all just stories wrapped into stories, and all the while just the ordinary aliveness of this simply talking here is totally purposeless. So asking that question appearing to happen, this response, it's sort of like any story, anything but this in a way. So this is nothing appearing to happen. This is it, like. This is everything appearing to wonder about a prime mover. So you can't get any closer or further away to that. This is the mystery then. This is it, but I have no idea what this or it is.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Frank.
Oh, yeah.
So it seems that hearing this message these days brings up quite a bit of fear. Whereas before it's like, oh, a nice message, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, there's fear rising. So it's quite unsettling. I guess it's quite unsettling. So you can't you can't come up with an answer or anything to explain. There's nothing to grab hold of, I think, you know. So there's not, it does bring discomfort sometimes, and other times everything is just as it is. But part of it is this, you know, fuck this message. I don't want to hear it anymore.
Yeah.
And yet it's almost, you can't help yourself.
Yeah.
I don't.
It is the fear. It is the fear.
It is the fear as well.
Yeah. How can you do fear? It is the discomfort.
Yes.
How can you do discomfort? It is discomfort. How can you do? It is not being able to get the words. It is not being able to hold on to anything. It is fully alive, and it is fear. Like, it is edge of the edgelessness. It's just fear appearing to arise, or what's described and felt as fear. But it won't be had. It's not a state. It's not like this fixed idea of peace. So then it is sitting on the chair and saying exactly what was said there. Of course.
Yes.
There's just no one in there doing that. So this can't come up with something, or this coming up with something is the same. You can't do either. So you can't nod the head. You can't. Everything is just what's appearing to happen. It's a fuck. And it can't, of course, it can't be held on to. Who could hold it? It would be very heavy. But that's what me wants, to be able to hold it. And that's this sort of fixed image. It's like, I've got it. And the moment it's like, it's just another idea. And it'd be very, very dull if it could be held together by a few words or known. So it is the confusion. It is the whatever. It's just simply whatever is appearing to happen.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Yeah, it's nuts. I liked how you said it's nuts in a nutshell, you know.
Yeah, there is
That's
actually
funny.
there's some nursery rhyme speaking of something somewhere, nuts in a nutshell. Fuck's sake. Yeah, I used to sing that years ago.
Yeah.
Putting my kids to bed. God. Hoping they'd go to sleep. Anyway.
Thank you.
Thank you. If there was someone that could get this, then they'd be able to sit back and know it, and there wouldn't be bewilderment. There wouldn't be bewilderment or whatever, because they would know. They would know, oh, that's what's appearing to happen. It's totally fine. I'm totally fine. Oh, Jesus Christ, you know. So it's total poverty for that which wants to eat the world. But it's just wanting to eat the world, really. That's what's appearing to happen then. To devour and knowledge and have and gather in and keep for me. But it just can't seem to keep its attempt to want to keep. That's the one thing. It's like trying to catching or breathe deeply into breathing, or think into thinking, or feel into feeling. It's all living in a storyline.
But that's it as well.
Oh, it is, yeah. It is absolutely, yeah.
Funny.
It's everything, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see, it can seem like when those sorts of sentences are said, then it seems like, oh, it's a sort of judgment. It's not. It's not. It's everything. It's everything. So there's nothing to get then.
So we could still be singing, and it's just the same.
Oh God, it absolutely is the singing. Singing is better. Well, when you sing, it's better. Singing would be what's appearing to happen then. It just seems like this sort of, it can seem like this sort of gathering takes on a structure. So the chap with the hat says a few words at the start. He's pointing to something or whatever story has been told about that. And then there's questions and answers. But really, this is not that. It's not that. That's just a story appearing to be told. But the mystery really is just as everything. And who fucking knows what anything is, you know? Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. Somebody must know. Come on. Somebody must know. Well, somebody will tell a story about it anyway.
I used to take part in music sessions because there's no need for words, you know. You complement each other, you know, with harmonies or whatever. Easier than you can't get caught on a word, except if you have words in your head thinking, oh, I played that note wrong, or these people play way too fast, they should slow down. So the story in you know, can still go on in the head.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's funny because when that's shared, there's also the feeling that has no reality whatsoever. You know, some memory that seemed to come up, and yeah, it's even that is, like you described, this seeming mystery.
Yeah, but the mystery is saying that it's the mystery. So it's that talking and laughing. Imagine you've never done a thing.
Mm. Thank you, Frank.
Thank you.
I seem to be the chatty one this evening. I hear speakers say, you know, this is not really happening. Like this Zoom, this talking or listening is not really happening. And because there's still this automatic wanting to grasp and know what does that even mean? You know, it seems so, it seems in this instant that it's really happening, even though in 2 minutes it feels like it never happened. But when I hear speakers say that this is not really happening, it brings up, you know, what the heck are they talking about? It's
Well, so saying, for example, this is nothing happening. It's not then an image of nothing happening. You could say this is full to the brim with the hearing of this is nothing happening. It's just so immediately, there isn't a this that's there that is happening. So it's so kind of immediately the hands and as talking, as listening, as hearing, and as wondering about is this is nothing. This isn't really happening. But you see, it's not. There's not one sentence that will then, oh, I've got to the bottom of this. This is not really happening. And it doesn't seem like those sort of sentences come out, that it's not really happening, because it's like you could say this is and is not, or it's real and unreal, or it's nothing and everything, or you could say it's potato and bullshit. It doesn't matter. It's not like then this here knows anything that doesn't. It's just that, for example, in there might be some sort of ideas about what this is, what this could be, should be, what maybe something that is missed or whatever. There's nothing missed. It's just so alive and fresh and kind of dissolving and rebooting in every breath. It's sort of never to be held on to. Even the attempt to want to get or have this can't be had. So I don't know that this is not really happening, or this is really happening, or this is nothing appearing to happen. It's appearing as just simply talking now, and a question and a response and sounds and hand.
so I'm sort of hearing that it's full of emptiness.
Yeah, emptiness is good.
It's fully empty.
Emptiness full to the brim with saying emptiness full to the brim. So this is it, though. This is it. So, you know, it's in a way, it's like the child going round and it seems like all the adults know what this is. And they absolutely give you the impression that they know what this is. And so then there's that sort of interaction. And so then in these sorts of gathering, it still can be there. Imagine that there's a sort of someone. If there's someone here, then there's someone there who must know. And so then even the words like saying, this is nothing happening, then they must know that this is nothing happening.
Yes,
They've no idea how to breathe or think or feel. They've no idea how to grow tiny hair. They've no idea how to know or not know. There's no, and that's the sort of innocence it's an innocence that is innocent about what innocence is. What the fuck is innocence then? It's just someone's another image or idea of innocence. It's a sort of a purity about what even purity is. Then it's emptiness. It's emptiness. Then you could say, but it's not known as emptiness. I don't know that this is emptiness, but it's emptiness saying, you could say, or nothing saying, I don't know. I don't know. And that's the sort of whatever, you know.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I better ask somebody else speak, but I'm enjoying the chat.
Thank you.
Hi, Frank.
Hiya.
I love the singing in the beginning. Was that Catherine that sang that?
What's that?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Was that Catherine that sang that in the beginning?
No, I didn't get that. Sorry. Was that what in the beginning?
Did Catherine sing that in the beginning?
Oh, sorry. Yes, Catherine's song at the beginning about the rum and the Irish Sea. Is that?
The rum
In
in the Irish Sea. I used to hear that when I was little.
Oh, that song.
Yeah,
Okay.
I loved hearing it today.
Very good.
My question, it seems in here that the way things are planned are really different than they used to be. And if somebody asks me about it, a lot of times there's like it's like there's no knowing what's going to happen in every aspect. And then the other part of it is that it's so much easier. Effortless. And I was wondering if that resonates with anything that you may have lived through.
It is also effort, but nobody's making an effort, and it's effortless for no one. So it is also appearing as effort, appearing to be made. It's also planning. It's also not planning. It's being very relaxed. It's also being very tense and wanting to be organized and tick lists off. It's everything. So it's just that so if there was getting stressed out. It would be just getting stressed out about something. And that would be what is. But so in a way, like everything really is incomparable. So if it's being felt as effortless, then it's being felt as effortless. It would be the same if you said, feels like everything's a huge effort, Frank. I go, all right. That's what it is then.
Yeah, sometimes it is.
Big fucking effort. Okay, that's what's appearing to happen then. A horrendous effort. I really don't, oh God. And, you know, that would be what is.
Yeah.
And so then an effort can appear to be made, but no one's doing it. It's like this, sometimes this can be heard as anarchic, and which it is really anarchic, but it can be heard in such a way that it's, well, if that's the case, I'm going to go out and kill everybody because you know, if there's really no one, then, and there's, or you know, I'm just going to go and lie in bed forever then and never do anything, and we see it as the dishes get done then, or whatever is imagined. But there's nobody wondering about going to bed for the day and not fucking doing anything. That would be just what's appearing to happen. And
Right.
then getting up and doing the dishes and giving out about doing the dishes would be what's appearing to happen. And then, God, it's lovely doing the dishes. It's great now. The music is on and there's nobody annoying me. Doing the dishes is great. Or whatever. It's everything. It's not special or holy, or it can be ease and difficulty. It can be, or you could just say, well, what's appearing to happen is a bit of effortlessness.
Yep. Okay. Thanks.
All right. Thank you. There's no getting closer or further away to just what's appearing to happen.
Frank?
I am.
Listening to this message very often gives me a sense of relief and relaxation. But when the relaxation, when that feeling leaves, there is immediately a very strong tendency to, you know, to use the words you or Andreas or Tony or whoever says, and use it as a means to get back to that sense of relaxation again. And it's just an irresistible urge. It's, yeah, of course I can't stop it. But do you have any remedy against it?
It would be what's appearing to happen.
Yeah.
So you can't have this. Who could have this? Who could have? It's not about the few sentences or whatever. If there's comfort or there's a bit of relaxation, then that would be what is. If there's trying to kind of get back to that relaxation, that would be what's appearing to happen.
Yeah.
Like it's a sort of a 360-degree return to simply just what is. That nothing happens.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why it's so it is nothing. So it is then trying to get back. That would be what's happening.
Yeah.
Just so ordinary. Just that God was lovely and relaxed. That was just so whatever. I wouldn't mind that feeling like that right now. That would be simply just what's happening.
Yeah. But the idea that it's about, you know, reaching something, getting somewhere. It's so strong.
Yeah, you see, it can be like that. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Because it's everywhere else can be gotten to. I can
yeah,
get to the end of the road. I can climb to the top of that hill. I can finish that meal. Everything else sort of can be gotten to the bottom of it, understood, or gotten, or had. But what can't be had is that seeking, because
yeah,
that would be what's happening.
yeah,
It's so just simply that then, and it can. What really we're talking about is just simply this, just simply talking, and it's ever sort of fresh, ever perplexing, ever not hold onable to. It's everything. So
yeah,
and the relief or the relaxation or the whatever is that it's nothing.
yeah. But at the moment that the grasping is going on,
Yeah.
then it's not seen that it's everything and that it's
No,
just,
no, it is the grasping.
yeah,
It is the grasping.
yeah,
So it's then grasping appearing to happen, or it's seeking appearing to happen. It is that.
yeah.
She can't do that or not do it.
No. A sense of relief again.
Oh, hold it now. Oh, hold it. Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
It's gone. It is the feeling that it's gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who had what?
Yeah, it's amazing.
It's nutty, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Frank,
Yeah.
hi. Why do you have a replay tab on your head? Like there is no replay, but it's like replay.
Yeah. No replay. No.
Yeah.
No pause either. Okay, thank you. Lovely meeting, and see you when I see you.